Final segment of ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. We want to say thank you for rocking with us throughout the entire show. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for leaving us a 5-star review. We just really appreciate y'all, man, because we are rocking and rolling towards 4,000. If you're watching this show or listening to this show and you have not subscribed or left us a review, what in the world are you waiting on? Like, stop being a procrastinator. Go ahead and get with this greatness. That's our new motto right here. Get with this greatness. But T, this is for the culture. It is the intersection between sports, the culture, and entertainment. Sometimes, whatever the hell we want to talk about, because that's just how we get down on this show. Today is no different because Margaret Court, for those of you who don't know, I'm probably sure there are a lot of you who don't. You probably just know about the number that she achieved, and that's 24 Grand Slam titles. Which was what the record that was Serena Williams was chasing, but she did not. Unfortunately, she did not reach that. She had 23, but I think it's safe to say that Serena Williams has had a bigger impact on the game than Margaret Court. But she decided to, and that's why she said that she admired Serena Williams for that. But apparently, she was looking for that in return, and she felt like she couldn't get that in return. Now, if you admire somebody, is it proper protocol? Because I'm a petty. I don't care about all that. Is it proper protocol to expect the same admiration that you give to a certain person, or is that defeats the whole purpose?
Yeah, it's interesting because I was under the impression that when we give, we don't give expecting something in return.
Yeah,
And I
it's
thought
kind of
that went
weird.
across every aspect of life. So,
Right.
do we want the accolades to be mutual? Absolutely. That's just human
Right. No
nature.
doubt.
Like
Yeah.
if you give someone something, or if you say thank you, you want them to say thank you back, right? Human nature.
Mm-hmm.
However, just because you are giving her kudos and accolades does not mean she has to give that back to you, especially because where have you been in terms of your support? And what accolades are you talking about? Because I've never heard anyone reference Margaret Court giving accolades to Serena Williams. So I find that very interesting that I've
Yeah.
never heard commentators talk about that. I've never heard some of the bigs like a Billie Jean King, who's been a supporter from day one,
Who's
a
a
Chris
monster in
Tucker.
tennis, by the way.
There you go. In fact, I've never heard any of those who have come out and spoken on Serena's behalf talk about Margaret Court being that person. That's number one that made it an issue for me. Another thing that made it an issue for me was her trying to compare apples to oranges. Yes, you can say that you beat the number 3 player in the world at that time, but how many of those matches did you play against amateurs? All pretty much of your matches were against amateurs. Serena Williams, for 22 years, did not play against amateurs, played against the best in the world, overtook them over and over and over again. So miss me with, oh, I had 2 kids and I still won a couple of, majors. Yeah, you did, but you won them against amateurs. And the final piece of that is this. At the end of the day, you still looked like everybody who took the court. So you were never going to experience the vitriol that Serena Williams had to face during her career. And she talked about that, the fact that this was the first time in her career that she didn't feel like she was playing with a target on her back. And that wasn't just a target because she was number 1 in the world for so many years. That was also a target because she was an African-American female that played the game with power. She had a different look altogether, a different serve, a different everything, but stood in her diversity and was comfortable in it. So if we're talking about all things considered, Margaret Court, then we can have some commentary. Otherwise, like they say, take several seats.
Have several seats, all of them, because it is just right there waiting on you, Mrs. Court or Miss Court. Probably not married, probably doing that. But anyway, we're gonna get in that. But I think that I think you make a great point because when you think about all of the things that you just mentioned, right? Like trying to justify her even make commenting about it, right? The whole, oh, I had 2 babies and all that stuff. It makes me not believe that you ever admired her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, hey, look at me. And when you have people bringing up themselves within these type moments when it should be all about Serena, about the queen,
Yes.
that just tells me all about you as a person and who you are. And to be honest with you, like my co-host said, have several seats and keep it moving. But T, I think that, we talked about, Serena Williams and what she's done for the game, but as she's making graciously exiting the world of tennis, how about Coco Gauff coming in, kicking the door with the 4-4? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that she absolutely did her thing. Like, she's the youngest, one of the youngest persons to make
Yeah.
it to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Since 2009. So this is an absolute big deal. I think the youngest was 17, so she's
Hmm.
18. And I think that, even her father was talking about just the atmosphere
Yes.
in the arena in New York, of all the people just cheering for her daughter. He said it was deafening. Like, that is amazing. When you're talking about a tennis match now, like, we're not talking about a football game or anything like that. When you talk about the excitement that people have about Little Miss Gauff, I think this is like absolutely, it's so exciting for me, and I think it's absolutely huge that we have this in the weekend or the week that we saw Serena kind of exit out the tournament. We are seeing Coco Gauff come in ready to roll.
Yeah, and ready to introduce everybody to her millennial culture, if you will.
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a cool thing about it. Yeah.
yeah, I love it because Serena also paved the way for that. She was
Yes.
the one who had the nails and who had the fly uniforms that people had never seen,
And
like
Crip walking on the
on
tennis court after
on
a
Wimbledon.
win
At
by
that, yes,
Wimbledon.
yes, yes,
Crip walking.
exactly, yes.
Yes, Crip walking and Wimbledon in the same sentence. That is absolutely amazing.
Right.
I love
And right. And at first,
it.
everybody was like, oh, clutch the pearls. But after a while, you realize that Serena's going to be Serena. Like, that's
Yes.
never, you clutching your pearls is not going to stop her from being who she is. And I believe that gave players like Coco Gauff the license to be able to say something like period, or to be able to wag that finger and say, not today,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because Serena did that for her. But I love that Coco is walking in it and embracing it, because now you've got pundits and people who 2 days ago did not know who Young Miami was. Now they're like, who are these city girls she speaks of?
City
What is this
girls.
period with a T? What does this mean? I'm unsure. Is
Love
she
it.
offend? I think it's being offensive to her, to her competitors. Nah, that's just what we say in the culture. There's the word period with the D, but when we put the T on it, that tells you it is final, it's over, it's done. And she wasn't necessarily directing that to her opponent. For her, it was more about what she felt like she was doing to put her stamp on the game, the set, the match, and hopefully on the game of tennis. So I love it. That's that Atlanta swag all day, every day, even though I know City Girls aren't from here, but I'm just saying. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I said, man, she's swag surfing on them already. Y'all better
Yes.
get ready, because this chick is going to be a bad, bad girl on and off the court. And I expect her to be, as we're seeing so much in this world of sports intersecting with entertainment and the like, she's going to be an influencer, and I'm here for it.
Yes, and the Williams sister are the reason that she's able to do that. And I think that she understands that and we understand that. And it's absolutely beautiful that we get a chance to see it for the next at least 10 years
Yes.
that she plays in the game of tennis. Now, another on the court player, Trae Young. He's really good. He was showing his homeboy a little love. Now we know Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young have a nice relationship, and he just got traded over to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Trae Young took it out of say, hey man, welcome to the Eastern Conference. But within that though, he was being a little petty to the New York Knicks. And when I say I absolutely love when athletes, specifically ones who play for the Atlanta teams, become petty towards an organization that has some of the most annoying fans in the NBA. I'm all here for it, T. I'm having a seat and I'm just watching, and I got my popcorn ready to roll.
Yes, Trey. Thank you so very
Thank you,
much
sir.
for giving us this. Like, just, I don't even know what to say. And the funny thing is, in the video, it shows Donovan Mitchell, who, his nickname is Spider. So it shows him with the Spider-Man uniform on in Cavs colors, of course. And so he pulls the mask off and you see that it's him, right? And he's in the Cavs locker room. But being that I have a little bit of petty myself, I was like, ooh, Spider-Man, that's Gotham. So I was like, oh, I'm sure that did not get lost on Trae. And then, of course, the video plays to this girl who has on her Knicks baseball cap, and she's in the mirror saying some ugly things because, of course, the Knicks wanted Donovan Mitchell and just could not pull it
Yes,
off.
they
And
lusted
then
for
just
Donovan Mitchell, and
right.
they didn't get him.
That's what I was going to say. Listen, you won, Donovan Mitchell, and you know you won with that. But yeah, just to have that kind of trolling, it's like that is Trae on 10.
Yes, love
And
it.
it's like
Yes,
literally, you just go to your calendar and you start saying to yourself, okay, I know they're going to play him 4 times this year. When is the first time? Because let me go and get my ticket because I need to be in the building. I
yes,
need to be
Lord.
in the building when these Knicks come to town for the first time because you know, Jarvis, you know that this trolling, this is only the beginning. Like
Yes,
this is only the
it
beginning.
just
We're going to
starts.
see this over and over and over again. So in case you were wondering, Hawks fans, it looks like the Knicks aren't coming to town until January 20th. So it's one of those things again where, Trae has to go and play up in Gotham first. But the good news is, he is going to act a donkey, especially because remember, he's still seething because who's playing on Christmas Day and who's not? Knicks playing, Trae not. Just saying.
Just saying. Now you make sure you all come back tomorrow because as you know, Falcons taking on the Saints on Sunday. We have the big preview coming up. We're talking about Arthur Smith and what he has going on. He's been saying a lot. Arthur Smith is doing a lot of talking in the first week of
Yes.
NFL football. And make sure you all come back. T,
Yes.
tell them about what else we got going on for
And the
tomorrow.
reason they need to come back is because Jarvis and I are going to download on the information that we just got a little sneak peek into that depth chart. So you guys wanted to know about Drake London. We already told you we thought he was going to play. Guess where he is on the depth chart? Wide receiver 1. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about Brian Edwards, who's wide receiver 2 on the depth chart as well. And of course, we hope to download on a Braves win. So have a great afternoon. We will see you tomorrow.
Y'all come back now. You hear?